Shalom, shalom. Of course, before we get started and give all praises to our power,
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Kakwadash.
of course, the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Rakah HaKodash is the Holy Spirit. That's what comforts and guides us in all understanding, 100% truth. And double honors, of course, to our elders and apostles. They came back in the reincarnation known as a Great Millstone, because reincarnation is real. We the brothers here in GMS DC, the Northern Camp, the Northern Temple. It's the degrees on the truck on my whip. It said 25, but it feels like 5 degrees. So it makes no sense to be out there. So once the weather clears up and the Spirit gives us the go ahead, we go back on the highways and hedges. But for now, we're going to keep this indoor ministry going because the truth, we got to keep on pushing regardless of what the weather is outside, you know? So any precepts that I can get.
Like -7.
Yeah, it's 14 degrees, but it feels like -7 where we at right now. And then DC is closer to the water. So, a matter of fact, let's get James 5, start at the top. Speaking of that, you got this major pipe that broke in right next to the Potomac River, and it's spewing millions of gallons of sewage, raw sewage, into Potomac River. And what that's going to do is just going to flow down to the what they call estuary, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Because the Chesapeake Bay in Maryland is the largest one in the U.S., you know, which is supposed to be fresh water. Damn, stream. Esau killed the stream. But yeah, that's Babylon collapsing. The scriptures talk about them being moth-ridden. So that's what's going on through the Spirit.
Yeah, bro, it was another post that I seen. It said the planet has entered an era of water bankruptcy. It says the UN report says where damage too many water systems has become irreversible.
Yeah, yep.
The Lord gotta come deliver us.
Absolutely. Let's get James 5.
I got you. It says James 5, starting at verse 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Verse 2, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten."
Yeah, garments represents the infrastructure. You know what its foundation looks like, and these pipes are always breaking, but this one's major, and it happened right where a lot of Edomite politicians live. It didn't happen somewhere very far north up in Maryland. It happened on the, you know, when you're going over the bridge of 495 into Virginia from Maryland, on the coming from like Bethesda area. It's on the left-hand side on Cabin John Parkway. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but rich-ass Edomites, sports players that live over there. You know, so their tap water, all that water probably smells crazy. But even before that, I think it was last year, the year before, at the national parks, they had signs up, "Don't go in the water," because there was some type of algae was going crazy. You know, because the algae was overpopulated or something like that. So you couldn't really get in the water or touch it. They wouldn't let you. Usually you can get in the lake and swim around, but this place is spinning out of control. You know, the Lord is judging Babylon on all different levels. Read that the moth-ridden part again.
James 5 and 2 says, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten."
Yeah, something that has moth-eaten. Got holes in it, you know? That's why Jake put mothballs in the closet so your clothes don't get all torn up. You know? It don't matter how many spiritual mothballs that America has, the holes are still going to start showing up everywhere. And then specifically, also your money. All right, the money is corrupted here in Babylon. It doesn't matter if it goes digital or if they try to put a chip in you. The Lord is going to destroy it completely. All right, that was good on that. Whatever I can got.
Yeah, this is Isaiah 24 and verse 10. It says, "The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in." And quick precept, but of course, the city of confusion is referring to Babylon the Great, which is America. That's one of the code words for America in the scriptures. And it says broken down, and that's what's currently happening right now. The Rahash is talking about the infrastructure in this place and how this place is being rotten from the inside out, and that's the Lord plaguing this place just like he promised he would. He said, "I will plague Egypt again as before." And we currently see that happening with this place also being called spiritual Egypt too.
Yeah, I got something. This is Job 12, verse 14. It says, "Behold, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. He shutteth up a man, and there can be no opening." But the point was, he breaketh down, and it cannot be built again. So the Lord is destroying this place, like the brother just said, that he's bringing them plagues again back into Egypt. And they can't do anything to fix it, man. They want to heal it, but the Lord has purpose for this place to start going down, and that's what we starting to see, you know, on many different levels.
Yeah, this is I got one too. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 21 verse 4. It says, "To terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate." I read it again. To terrify and do wrong will waste riches. And we see that. You see all this money being poured into these ICE agents. Yes, that's the wrath of the Lord, but it's wicked as hell on the left hand side. I was reading a story, because you know they sent ICE down there to Puerto Rico, because technically it's a state of the U.S. Long story short, they sent these Haitian women. They deported these Haitian women, and then they were found 3 days later decapitated, body just floating in the river. That's terrifying and do wrong. Basically, you deporting people. It's they know that it's an automatic death sentence.
Oh, what was it, like 1,200 people that they took to Alcatraz? They're all missing now,
Yeah.
as of yesterday.
Wow, I
They're
didn't
all
hear that.
missing, all 1,200 of them.
That's damn near almost a genocide. That's a massacre.
Yeah.
It says, "Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate." And we know that Esau is the most proud. This is the proudest country on earth. I mean, look at the post that Obama just made. I mean, Obama. That Trump just made with Obama. Yeah, he's not our people. Neither is Michelle or Michael, however you want to call it, Obama. But look, that's just the face, the imagery. You know, the imagery shows how proud he is, so-called black. It shows how proud this man is. Of course, he had to remove it, but even still, it's so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He could do stuff like that, leave it up. You still want to do nothing. You know, you want to get up and protest because of that. You're too afraid to get shot down. You know, they got things they cling to in this world, so they're like, nah, I'm not going out there, risking my life. I'm going to be mad, but I'm not going to be that mad.
The reporter asked, "Are you going to apologize?" And he was like, "No, well, why would I apologize?
Right.
I didn't do anything wrong."
Yeah, I was watching earlier today. It was this Jake. He went on like a 10-minute rant. It was talking about something. This is why it would not be a revolution. And he was saying that it never been in the spirit of America to revolutionize. He said it wasn't. He mentioned the British and the French. It wouldn't have been. We would have lost if it wasn't for that. But he was saying you gotta lose something if you want to be a revolutionary. Nobody is willing to lose. This Jake was just going in, man. But yeah, he's pretty much saying that nobody gonna do nothing. He said the main point was you literally just seen them bring out the Epstein files that everybody been waiting for.
Yep.
And you see everybody on both sides of the government. I'm talking about the right and the left. They allowing pedophiles to run this thing, and nobody gonna do anything about it. You know. So what more does it take for people to want to come uprise against these people?
Yeah, well, they got that. During Obama's term, they created that term called acronym MAP, minor attracted persons. So they're protected under certain laws in certain states.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
What is it, NAMBLA?
Yeah, NAMBLA, Man Boy Love Association.
So this shit is already, it's been in place for a very long time, and they fucking know. And it's coming to light and it's being exposed. And to that point, like what the fuck is
Nobody
everybody
do
doing?
nothing.
Motherfuckers is fucking tweeting. You know what I'm saying?
All they know to do is to walk around and march.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was an actor that just got indicted for having sexual contact with 2 twin boys. And I was looking up what he is facing. He's only facing 5 on the low end, and at the high end, 15 years. And here it is. This monster just destroyed children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then them niggas gonna be corruptible.
Yeah. That reminds me of what is that? Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Let me read it really quick.
You know, if they deal with an animal, you supposed to put the animal down, like, because you corrupted them, right?
Yeah.
That's what they sitting out here doing, man. Corrupting these children.
Right.
Meanwhile, I forget what state it's in, but it just happened this week because I seen the elder Yashwamba made a video on it. There was a teacher, and he waited. There was a girl. She turned 18. He waited, and then of course they got it in, had relationships, whatever. Still prosecuting him though, because in the state you have to wait until she's 18 and 90 days. Gotta wait 90 days after.
It's confusion.
What happens in that fucking 90 days?
Yeah.
So now he's looking at,
Confusion.
I think, minimum 10 years.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Right. What happens in 90 days for her to change?
Right.
And to that point with them, you say with the them laying with beast and shit, yeah, it is. They do that shit and send the goddamn beast to the butcher shop and feed it to motherfucking people.
Yeah.
What type of sick shit is that,
Yeah.
bro? But they think they can get away with this shit because it's Ecclesiastes 8:11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Mhm.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow,
Yeah.
because he feareth not before the Most High. So there's going to be a time in a period where the Lord is what? The mallet is going to come down, and the judgment is going to fucking come down. And the thing is, like, you think you go on doing the shit that you're doing, all the wickedness, all that demonic, satanic shit. Now it's all being aired out, and you think you untouchable. The Lord got something waiting for you.
That's why
motherfucker.
the Lord said, according to mine anger,
Yeah.
like in Ezekiel 25, like according to mine anger, because the Lord is keeping all the records.
That's right.
We only know certain things. I hear something new about the Epstein shit every day.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn, he did that. Well, it's not really nothing surprising,
Yeah.
but it's like Esau is wicked as hell.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking about the Jake getting Edomite getting what, 10 years or something?
Facing 5.
Facing
max
5.
15.
But then you got R. Kelly
Yeah.
in there for 30 something years, and if he kept parole in one state, another state got something waiting for him. So a judgment on him, Israelite, and these dudes have committed something way worse,
Oh yeah.
way worse and crazy, and everybody's sweeping it under the rug. The Commanders owner, the Giants owner, all got ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and they all just putting it under the rug, sweeping it under the
Which
rug.
they've been doing that shit.
Yeah.
And then they do documentaries and films. I'm thinking about the Vatican Church and all them fucking pedophiles that they've been hiding for years, man.
What's that boxer? Nigga Devontae knocked out.
Which one?
He was bugging out little Mexican.
Garcia. Yeah, he came out with it.
He seen some shit.
Yeah,
He
he
started
came out
bugging
with
out.
Yeah.
But look at him. They whipped him back in order.
Yeah.
You know. So
Bro, look what they did to the little rapper dude on Empire.
oh,
Hey,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
They
Yeah,
turned him
bro.
into a straight up fruit
Bro.
loop.
Yeah, he was a bug out. He a bug out now.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
I got a precept
No,
back
no.
on what you brought up, bro. This is 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 14. It says, "For not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish,
Yeah.
till they be come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us." So even though we're seeing everything that's coming out, these nasty ass Epstein files, the Lord is still not, see, they haven't reached their fullness.
Yeah, come.
Like it says in the fullness of his sufficiency,
Yeah, we should take
Esau's not sufficient yet. He still got some more jokers to pull out the deck, you know?
that.
It says, lest that being come to the height of sin afterward, he should take vengeance of us. And therefore he never withdraw his mercy from us. And though he punish us with adversity, yet doeth he never forsake his people. Which that sounds a lot like Amos 9 and 8. He's going to destroy the sinful kingdom from off the earth, but he won't utterly destroy the house of Jacob. The elect anyways, right? Because the elect of Jacob will be preserved, just like in the wilderness. The elect of Yasher Allah made it through the wilderness. He destroyed the heathen, you know? So he just letting everything mounts up. Like you said, nobody's rolling on these names. The names that are available that come up hundreds of times. Where are the interviews? You know what I'm saying? Where are the court filings and the cases being brought forth?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, even in the, because I did a video in them emails, that video you had sent in the chat, when dude was talking about it, he was going over the emails and he was saying that when you read, you see them boxes, a lot of that information, the names are have been redacted. So a lot of this shit is being edited and they allowing certain things to be seen and certain things not to be seen.
Yeah.
And this shit is, it's a cover up, but at the same time it's not. But at the same time, we're not ignorant of Satan devices. Because we know this shit is fucking controlled opposition. This is the sleight of hand. It's like, yo, look here while we do this over here. Here, look, put your attention on this while we doing this in the fucking background.
Bro, it's the same people that waited years to bring it out, number one. Number two, the same people that's bringing it out is the same people that's trying to delete the history of slavery.
Yeah.
So they trying to paint themselves in a good light. So
What's
I mean, if you're looking for the devil to tell you the truth, then shame on you.
Right.
You know?
Wait the lifetime, man.
Then you gonna get the truth. Well, was it Thessalonians? You know, then shall the wicked be revealed by the spirit of the Lord's mouth. That it starts with the prophet. You be seeing like a lot of people that do podcasts and stuff now. They be using our lingo,
Yeah.
and it's like, whoa. But that's the spirit. That's why the Lord said prophesy to the wind, because it's still doing its job, man. And you starting to see that spirit. Now Esau being exposed like it ain't nothing, man.
Yeah, that's how we woke up. You know, we were sitting there, we started seeing the world turning. We was like, what the fuck is going on? Then we,
Ezekiel 94.
yeah, we seen the prophets told us the
And
truth.
they ain't signed the crying yet after all this.
Like, come on, bro. Yeah, you're the problem. Like, y'all motherfuckers.
They say that we don't care about our kids.
Yeah.
Y'all, the whole world, all you people in America don't care about your kids, man. Do something about it.
Yeah.
It's the most evil act you can commit.
Yeah.
Sweeping it under the rug.
Because they all a part of it.
Yeah, the priest
Oh,
is
no.
Yeah.
This is Malachi 1:3. It says, "Not hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh, Bashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash, have indignation forever."
Yeah, all hey, the people that we not allowed to speak against, everywhere they fucking go, chaos follows them.
Yep.
You know?
Centuries.
When you really look at the top of the people that's pulling them strings, it all starts with them sick people, man.
Right.
Well, the scripture says the ruler of the people, what's that? I think it's in Sirach. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to, yeah,
So right here.
Yeah, can you get that for me?
Yeah, this is Sirach 10:1. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge
So right then and there, we already know that this is not a prudent man. You know, people tell me, our president, y'all voted for it. Then they will get mad at us, talking about you gotta vote for somebody or you're a part of the problem. We gotta vote for the lesser of two evils. Why the fuck will we vote for anybody evil?
Everybody, they all quiet now.
You know? Yeah, now y'all mad, looking stupid. We voted for him.
We could have just got Kamala.
And it was all of them.
Yeah, why not vote for the independent? It's always the third person that is in a fine print. Vote for that
And
nigga.
that nigga still wouldn't have did nothing for
Right.
it.
That shows that you people have no power. They're gonna put who they want in the office.
Exactly.
Just like in these others, no difference than these other countries. The U.S.
Yeah.
whacks the president and then they put in who they want.
Yeah,
The
the
only
other
thing
countries,
happening
right?
here, the president's not getting whacked. They just putting in who they want.
Two
You know?
faces on the same coin.
Yeah. Keep going on that though.
Verse 2, it says, "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein."
Yo, what's the scripture where it says, well, we're gonna see his shame, because that's what's happening. I think it might be Isaiah 47,
I'm
but
thinking about Habakkuk.
well, we seeing America's shame, man. Because first of all, as it says, as he is over there,
Because of
That's
last
what
one,
I'm
brother,
saying.
that's not
Oh,
what
yeah,
I was
that's a
thinking,
good
but
one.
yeah, But you see, it starts at the top, and then the officers is the same way. You wonder why this whole system is corrupt, you know? Because you got wicked people that's running it.
Yeah.
That's why the scriptures in that same chapter, it says that the Lord cutteth off a long disease. This nigga is the disease, man.
Fucking
Yeah,
parasite.
hold that real quick. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
But so what's up with vocab and them? Because you know they don't be talking about it, right?
Yeah, I was,
They don't be talking about it, but they all believe, and these Christians, they believe that the so-called you-know-who's, they think that those are the people of the book. But when we say it, we just the most wrongest people. But the scriptures support what we saying, at least right what the brother just read, that the wicked is ruling right now.
yeah, at the same time, vocab, he had that whole thing over the Edomites are done away with.
Right.
And you believe that those are the people in the land, but the leader of them, Netanyahu, was talking about Amalek.
Right.
Without saying it being Amalek. So what the fuck? Explain that Amalek shit that he's talking. Is he wrong?
They're not even
Yeah, but the so-called Jew, because Elder Yashwamba did a video, and the so-called Jew was like, first of all, it's not Amalek, it's Amalek. And he was, Amalek. That's what he said. He was like, so you don't know Hebrew, and that's not what he said. I'm like, yo, this nigga's a demon, bro.
Yeah,
But he said that's not what he was saying.
People always
Yes, it
try
was.
to do that. They'll try to attack you in another way to try to sidetrack the actual topic.
Exactly.
You know what
They
I'm
the
saying?
worst people in the
Now
world.
you want to talk about the language. Who gives a fuck about the pronunciation? The meaning is still there.
Right.
Let's talk about the meaning. Let's talk about the point.
Because what Netanyahu was saying was that he said, remember what Amalek has done to us. That he was justifying genocide on them.
Right.
So how can that dude even try to walk around and say that that's not what he was saying? But they just the devil, bro. Like, I don't know how
That's
to
how
say
you
it.
know that vocab is an agent. He's been given a
Yeah.
certain duty, and he can't stray from that. You know, your job description tells you to do one thing. You start doing something else, your employer's gonna pull your file and say, "Hey, hold on. You know, it's time for you to get up out of here."
Exactly.
You know. What other?
I had that Habakkuk.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
the one you called Habakkuk 2 and
Get
16.
that over,
It says, "Thou art filled." Habakkuk 2 and 16. It says, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered." It says, "The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thee, on thy
Come
glory."
on the Lord's right hand. That's the spirit of Yahweh Shemyahu Shai working in righteousness, like you said in the Thessalonians, consuming him by the spirit of our mouth. We get that next. As we consume you with the spirit of Yahweh Shemyahu Shai's words, because it's not our words, you by default you have to get exposed. It says the Lord would disappoint the devices of the wicked. The Lord is allowing us to understand how your technology works, how we filter through the scripture, what direction you're headed in. Now you've created AI as of recently in the last couple of years. So now we have all different types of breakdowns and perspectives, and depending on how long you deal with, because if you have multiple accounts, because it'll only, a chat will only let you ask a certain amount of questions. So if you have multiple accounts, you can ask questions all day. But if you have one, it builds a relationship with you. So now it answers questions according to things that you've been asking before. So it'll cater to what you believe in. And it's so you got all these different angles, and it's working against Esau. I always say this: you trying to control chaos. You can't control chaos. They say order out of chaos. That our Lord allowed you to do that for a while. Now it's disappointing your devices. Things you've created, the algorithms aren't working the way they used to.
What is that?
You know?
Wisdom failed in teaming.
Yeah, yep. Let's get the next scripture.
I had that Thessalonians guy.
47,
Yeah, Isaiah 47.
Isaiah 47:3 said, "Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man." So the nakedness is being uncovered, just like the Rosh was talking about. The prophets out there uncovering what Esau is doing, all the secret things that he's doing behind the scenes. You know, and when Yahweh Shai comes back, he's not going to come back like he was in the flesh, humble and taking things like it was, because prophecy had to be fulfilled. When he comes back, he's going to come back with power, vengeance, just like Isaiah 63 talks about.
Yeah, the all the stuff that we've just been talking about is why the Lord gonna come back, man. That's why he said in righteousness he gonna wage war. And we ain't even talk about all the stuff that he's done to Jake. This is just what you doing to the world, man.
Right now.
You've been made small among the heathen, man. Everybody know that. Even your own people saying we're the problem. We're the problem. Like they might as well just say we're the devil.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly what the fuck. Shit, you had a little mustache came out, was talking about Amalek when they translated what he was speaking. They went and he was going over the history of what these people came in and speaking about Amalek, the shit, the pornography and the certain things of that nature.
Yeah, look,
bringing.
it was a little Edomite in his basement. He was talking about my wife get mad at me complaining, but yeah, I'm angry.
Yeah.
He just was going in for like 15 minutes about everything America did, man. I'm like, yo.
Motherfuckers is being exposed, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you can slap me. Go ahead, bro.
This is Obadiah 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off.
Yeah,
forever.
fuck everybody else on earth.
Straight
But
up.
that's what, you know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
We're the apple of the Lord's eye.
Right,
Look
yeah.
what you did to us.
Right.
And people always say, well, you can't compare genocide to genocide. Yes, the hell you can. Especially when they got a national Holocaust Memorial Day.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? They have a national so-called holiday for that. 6 million. That's not even a quarter portion of a country that people you took from one country out of West Africa, or this what we know as North America, taking Gad and Reuben over to Europe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're still getting paid to this day for the from the United States. Billions of dollars in fucking aid.
Yep. Oh, they just received a bunch. If we could Google that, look up how much military aid that just got passed for the state of Israel. Benjamin, not a Jew.
It says, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Yeah, and that's after, you know, that 1,000-year period, which the years and the days are going to be different than what we understand now. So it's not going to be 365 plus 365. No. We're under a solar calendar. We're going to go back to a lunar calendar. And I believe the days are going to be a lot longer and they're going to be prolonged because Joshua, the sun stopped so he could finish fighting. Why? The Lord's going to do that. You know? You have 144,000 palaces to build. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Then you got all these women and all these children that are going to be being born. Bro, are you going to fit 1,000 children into one little area? So yeah, you got to put on the ships, go around the earth, and build up the kingdom and righteousness. That's going to take a long time. So 1,000 years to them, it could seem like 10,000 years. You know what I'm saying?
I got the total history on which they actually sent it.
Yeah, get that.
It says total history. Israel is the largest cumulative.
I'm sorry, no,
recipient.
this year.
This
A
year?
recent bill. But
Recent
you
one?
can do the history because that's good too.
Yeah, the recent one, the most recent one is 21 billion.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, as of late
That's just
October
one payment?
2025.
Come on, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was
21
one
billion.
payment?
Yeah, the total history of the cumulative recipients since World War II is a total of 300 billion.
Now imagine if they put all that money into organic farming,
Mhm.
permaculture, naturopathic medicine. That's what would heal people.
Yeah.
But they don't want to.
Again,
a physician in November.
riches used in wickedness.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's gonna be wasted. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I was just saying 300 billion, but exceeding 300 billion since World War II
That's ridiculous.
from the U.S.
That goes back to that Sirach 10, a wise judge will order and instruct his people.
Yeah.
You would take that money and you would invest it into the people because you would understand that's how you're going to thrive and last. But he's destroying his people, and the place is going to be destroyed partly because of that.
Bro, that's why the Lord is speeding up the time.
That's the same. That's like the scripture says, riches gotten by deceit.
Yeah.
Cause you had this other Edomite. You had this other Edomite up there talking about some. Everybody doesn't like us because, you know, because we have a higher IQ. I mean, it's just the truth.
Oh, boy.
Like he was saying like how they superior because they got a higher IQ. He still believes that bullshit. But meanwhile, you stealing people's money and giving it to these people, and then they the ones that's controlling everything.
Yeah,
So
then the report just came out that so-called white European birth rates are on the decline again. Your IQ is so high, why can't you figure out how to have more children?
Yeah, right.
Repopulate your race.
what's that seed? I forget that they the fake seeds that they got like forever seeds or whatever.
Forever chemicals. and all
Yeah,
that
it's
stuff.
like they. If you so smart, why you gotta do that? Like they over here got fake food, and they think that that's the wise. When the Lord created the world, where we was gonna have natural food with minerals, and they destroyed it so bad that they creating fake shit.
Yeah, they got to.
But y'all is the smartest people on the planet Earth, man.
Cut it
You know, everybody's testosterone is low.
Shot,
Everybody dying of sicknesses.
slow.
There's something seriously wrong with these people, man.
Press, hurt.
Yeah, they're creating babies and embryos now.
Yeah, test tube babies.
That shit big.
Bro, they said the amount of people, babies that's being born autistic is
It's
at
skyrocketing.
record numbers.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's
Damn,
up
demon you?
10,000. It's like up 10,000%,
Yeah.
something like that, since the 70s.
crazy. Jabbing everybody to death.
And,
Crazy, bro.
and Trump says it's because of Tylenol.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That shit's still on the shelf.
Yeah, it's sick. These niggas is sick, man. That's how we can identify who the wicked is, man. You know, it's
Yeah.
clear, it's
Yeah.
evident. The Lord is really exposing y'all, man. Put the light on y'all, and we know without a shadow of fucking doubt, man. You know.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
This is Nahum 3.
Oh, that's like one of these-
Oh, you still got that?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Nahum 3 and verse 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, Behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Oh wow, start that from the top.
Con. It's Nahum 3 verse 4. It says, because of the multitudes of thy whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
Right, because she slept with everybody. Meaning you have these things called mercenaries, where you don't want to do the work, but you'll get in bed with somebody else, so they'll do the work for you.
Yeah.
You see it all throughout the Maccabees. They went to the Arabians, they went to Moab, because they couldn't do it all themselves. They had to go and get reinforcements. That's what he does now in these times. You know, that's how our slavery works. The Hamites, you know, you had this Jake come out, because he is an Israelite. He came out and said, we apologize for our people selling you into slavery. That wasn't a Hamite speaking. That was an Israelite.
Right.
Of course, some Israelites had part in us going into slavery, but the Hamites knew all the maps. They knew where all of us go back and get us all. You know, Jake wasn't gonna sell all of their people. That makes no sense. But they will try to make a come up. That's how Elam got involved. That's why Cush got involved.
Well, the son sold Joseph.
Yeah. Well, they set it up. You know. Go ahead.
It says, I'll read it from the top again.
Because
Because
they put him in the pit, but really it was Ishmael that came
right.
and sold him. But Jake is complicit in it. You know.
Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistresses of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame.
Yeah, there's always some satanic stuff involved, you know?
Yeah.
Especially when our slavery was happening, you don't think they was doing some type of prayer and stuff? You know? They weren't coming in the name of spreading Christianity and all that stuff. They were probably taking the children, sacrificing them, saying, Lord, please bless us for burning this heathen child, pagan, you know, they're pagan, so we gotta, you know.
You just brought the book, The Delectable Negro.
Now I was about to say,
Yeah, but they was eating Jake.
and they were saying it
Trying
to
to
get
get what? They get
their
the
power and
power.
shit like that. That shit is witchcraft. You
Yeah,
damn
it's
deep
like-
eating
Some
blood and shit.
dramatic shit, bro. The old religion, bro. They been doing that shit. They been practicing that shit, man. And now it's coming to fucking light. Y'all motherfuckers is sick, bro.
Yeah,
Sick.
That's disgusting.
One more verse. It says, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
We look up that word vile, for sure.
Um,
That verse.
Nahum 3:6.
Yeah, Esau. Let me read this real quick. Zechariah chapter 12, verse 9, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that I will seek to destroy all nations that come against Jerusalem.
The ball.
Hmm.
The ball.
Nabal, God.
To be senseless, be foolish, to regard or treat as foolish, to treat with contempt, to sink or drop down, languish, wither, to fall, fade.
Well, you see in the examples of that is how everybody just abandoning the dollar. They caught on to see like the shit is fake. Everybody caught on.
The value's trash.
You know, and these stupid Americans have no idea what's about to take place. Like, your dollar is worthless. That's why everything's going up,
That's what
because
I say.
your dollar
Gold.
doesn't. Yeah,
Look at the gold.
but these other countries is leaving. It's no longer the world reserve currency, man.
Right.
They done caught on to you. They like, yo, why would we do that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
makes no sense.
You know, you put $1,000 in there, and they can lend up to $10,000 off that 1,000. But if you go in there and ask for the shit, you can't get it. Like, what kind of world is this, man?
Some shit.
But the other nations is catching on. You just been shown to be a foolish ruler, man. You know.
Then you got Genesis talking about the white man Jack. What sense does that make? Knowing what you know, everything brothers just said this whole time we've been here. Fucking sellouts, man. Clear.
Just knowing what Jaffa means. That means beautiful. How could they be the beautiful people that the scripture's talking about?
Because they put that money in their pocket. Man.
Hell yeah.
It was beautiful as hell to them.
I got something real quick there. Jump in there. This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 10. It says, the physician, verse 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud?
See, they couldn't read that in the church growing up. It would hit home too hard. Read that again from the
I ain't never
top.
heard it.
They be like, what?
This is Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings,
Mhm.
injuries,
Yeah.
and riches got by deceit.
Yeah, all that flooding coke in the 80s and all that
Oh
stuff,
my gosh.
you know, that's all wickedness.
Yeah.
And they made a lot of money off of that.
Bro.
Talking about they destroying drug boats and all this other stuff.
Right.
But you got the fentanyl and all this other stuff coming in from China and all. Why don't you destroy some of them Chinese cargo
Yeah.
ships?
Right.
You know? Well, they got a lot of children on there. They got traffic.
Bro.
They got a lot of other items and stuff on there. you
That's
know?
how. That's why the little guy killed these people. Because even something as small as marijuana, they done got the whole marijuana stores now. But you still got Jake till this day in prison because of it,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah.
But you got these Edomites. They are basically new drug dealers, man.
Yeah.
You go into the dispensaries
Lab
and
coats.
it's all them. You know. Ain't too many Jakes in there, man. But they profiting off of what Jake's still in prison for, working for free labor.
Yeah, a lot of rats.
That's this.
A lot of rats own these dispensaries
Hell
too.
yeah.
You could find, just go to the top.
He's-
It's a lot of
Yeah, wicked.
it's mostly Edomites, but I'm talking about the tiny hats own these shits. You know?
At the very top.
Yeah, the very top. They own because they own these farms and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why Shamar's got that scripture, man. Unrighteous dealings, nigga.
Yeah.
You just unrighteous, man. All the way around. And it's always the brunt of it, of his unrighteousness, falls on Jake's shoulders.
Yo, even today I was looking up the registration for for Maryland for your car.
Oh,
You
man.
can't get it 2 years out anymore. It's only 1 year,
Mhm.
and it's more expensive.
Mhm.
So you
What?
can't get a 2-year sticker. You can only get a 1-year sticker, and it costs more.
Hey man,
That's for a fucking sticker.
Yeah,
They need to get rid of emissions testing.
You might as well
Goddamn.
make people do the driving test over again. I mean,
yeah. At that point, you might as well.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you gonna say, bro?
nah, I ain't know that. I'm like, man, we're gonna have to get Westmore out of there, man. What the fuck? Hey, get this thing out of here,
Yeah, I
man.
saw that shit. I was like, God damn, what the f-?
Yeah, well, Maryland, one of them states that's in a recession, man. You know?
Deficit.
And then you see they building that what's that shit
Sphere.
called? The Sphere.
What?
It's like something
one in
that's in
Vegas.
Vegas. It's like a big old
Yeah.
ball,
Trying
a
to do
sphere, and they can do like
Visuals.
Yeah,
shows and shit.
Oh,
Inside of it,
yeah,
They do
It's gonna be
concerts
at
and
the
shit
hub.
inside of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it would be
He,
there.
he dropping like how much he say?
It's not gonna be one here. That's what the guy's saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the
Yeah,
house.
It's-
yeah.
They're about to build one
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be a little bit smaller. But still, they only pushing nothing but
It's like
entertainment.
That's
what was the
the
number? I
service.
think can you look it up? It's like a crazy
Something
number,
billion.
which is
Oh, it's a
going to run
billion?
our taxes up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a building.
Because that's on Maryland. That's
I think it's like
Barbers
3
in
billion.
Maryland.
The couple with the new stadium that they
And
built.
That's
DC.
DC though.
DC.
But still.
It's all concentrated, you know, within
Nah,
this area.
It's in Maryland.
It's in Maryland.
So that's going to run the taxes up. So, man,
They didn't have enough money for the snow.
Yeah, right.
For real.
It was
The
8
fuck?
inches of snow.
Bro,
Snow
this
removal
nigga
was-
going-
Snow
This
removal
nigga
was
There's
trash.
snow out there.
He's the backwards man, you know.
Yeah.
But then here it is, all of that shit is set in
This
place.
is Tom.
Nigga, infrastructure is horrible.
That shit was funny as hell. But that shit fits.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
doing all of this shit to more bread and circus to keep you fucking Babylonians fucking pacified and fucking
200 million?
That's fucking crazy.
That's it? I thought it was higher than
more
that.
than that.
It says timeline and funding while announcing January 2026.
I mean, if it's smaller,
It's you know, it's
Nah, I
it was
seen
more than 200
billions
million.
in
I
it.
looked at it.
That's crazy.
I seen billions in these posts when he announced it.
yeah.
But we'll check it later.
Well, Maryland's in a deficit. They're one of the few states that they spend way more money than they actually produce.
Hell
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of them citizens in Maryland, they work in the federal government too.
Well, Trump just passed that law to make it easier for federal workers to be fired, up to 50,000 at a time.
Yeah, and Westmore, the governor of Maryland, was like, for any federal workers get fired, they gonna make it easier for them to be teachers and police officers in Maryland.
How the hell you gonna sustain yourself with that?
40,000 a year. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, so let's get
Second Thessalonians.
let's get this one first and then second this one.
Continue. You said this,
I think that Gillan, you had a precept?
Yeah, I was getting back on Esau. Ezekiel 25:12, it says, "Thus saith Yahweh power, because Edom has dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. You see, he said, we gonna get a hand to get our get back.
Yeah.
But then you got Nate talking about, God hates. Hate is a strong word. We don't hate. What? You supposed to hate. The Lord even gonna put his anger in you.
What King David said, I hate them that
Yeah.
hate you, oh Lord.
It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury.
Netanyahu should have used that scripture. You know what I'm saying? He should have used that to further prove that the Edomites are around, which he's completely wrong, him being an Edomite himself.
Right.
You know? A lot of them Palestinians could be Edomites for all we know.
Yeah.
Ishmael, Elam up in there. A lot of them Elam, you know. Go ahead, I got some more.
Yeah. It says, and they shall know mine anger according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh power. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when the nations are gonna understand. When they finally get in their ass with spiritual power, the kingdom's being established. That's why we really don't care how you people feel right now. We more so are gonna be not even care. We're gonna be rejoicing when the power goes out and you start suffering. Little stuff that we got to go through right now, infirmities and stuff going on in our personal lives, there's nothing to be compared to the suffering that you people are going to deal with. Just figuring out how to eat, why this devil's still coming after you, while the lights are off, nothing's working, this man's still coming after you. You know? Because he's not going to stop just because the Lord shuts stuff down.
Don't let it be like a day like the day.
Yeah, it's going to turn up. Yeah, exactly. Pray not your flight be in the wintertime.
Don't let it be like
But also, what if something pops off in the summer and then the Lord out of nowhere, he could send this type of weather in the middle of the summer. Remember, nothing's impossible
Yeah,
with the
straight
Lord.
up.
Ain't nobody got coats and nothing.
You know? Because if the earth gonna reel to and fro like a drunkard, because you know, depending on what hemisphere you're in, your seasons are different. So when it's summertime for us in Australia, it's wintertime. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. So the Lord could flip this thing any way that he wants.
Yeah.
You know? He could make all these different animals and creatures in the Amazon somehow migrate. Now you're dealing with some crazy shit in damn Utah or Chicago somewhere, you know? Go ahead, bro. Oh, let me read Nahum. I got Nahum 3 and 5. I want to This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 5. It says, Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh Tazabawah, Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. Which matches up with Isaiah 14 and 47 and Jeremiah 50, where it says, how is the hammer of the earth cut off? How are you become weak like you basically as a weak? So all the nations have seen it. Like you Edomites, you're losing on all levels, not just here, in other countries. You have interviews of people walking around in Europe. Hey, would you ever want to move to the U.S.? The Edomites are like, no, we got rights and liberties here. It's a protest every day in your city. Bro, I would never want to go to America. Your teeth all jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Breath stinking, you know? But you still hold to that thing, you know, in Europe where the Edomites took over. They had this custom where the more bad your teeth were, the more harsh your breath were, the more esteemed you were in society.
What the hell?
The more plaque you had on your teeth, the more the better. If you could cover up your stench real well, but it still be seen, you were esteemed as a high person. You know, and you got the Olympics just kicked off, and in Italy, what better way to have their shame be seen than everybody booing Israel and the U.S. teams? Everybody else got cheers.
Yeah.
The U.S. and Israel are getting booed.
And the world is watching.
And everybody knows so-called Negroes don't run America. They don't run Latinos, Native Americans. They're the ones being treated horribly in these places.
Yeah.
They're not booing us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Con.
They're booing the face on that dollar.
Con.
That they booing that imagery, that beast.
That remind me of Vietnam when they was
Yeah,
telling when
Jeremiah.
Jake was over there, fighting. They was telling him, "This ain't your war, man. Go, you need to go
Yeah.
home." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So yeah, that ain't directed towards that. You got Salaki.
got you, Jack.
Yeah, bro.
In Jeremiah 50 and 23, how was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Yeah, how has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? He said a lot of nations are desolate. Now Babylon is also desolate. They're seeing the infrastructure. Look at everything going down. All right, right?
Keep going.
No, that's good. And economically, you know, the prices are skyrocketing in this place. I was listening to World News on Democracy Now. A lot of brothers be tapping to that now. They were showing how basically how since the U.S. has taken over Venezuelan oil reserves, it's directly affecting Cuba, which in Cuba you got to use U.S. currency. You can't use the Cuban currency because the majority of the places just won't take it. But their oil wells basically ran dry. So now prices are skyrocketing. Travel is extremely hard in Cuba for the Manassites and Judites that live there. There's a lot of Judah there. But that's what's happening in Cuba is going to come here as well. All Esau got to do is just turn the nozzle and shut everything off. Oh, we found new oil reserves in the U.S. Okay, but you're not going to send it to the people that are in poverty.
No, hell.
The same way that you stopping, they locked up this dude, Mandela's son. You stopping all the humanitarian efforts going into Israel.
Yeah.
So you're upset with what they're doing, but you're blocking the humanitarian efforts. Same thing is going to happen here. You're going to become like these other nations, whether it's blocked physically or financially because it costs too much. You know, again, if the oil prices go up, truckers can't put gas. That's diesel engine. That's diesel fuel.
Hell.
That's got to be broken down and made a certain way. You know? That was it. Go to Thessalonians.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8, and it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders.
Yeah, read it again.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 8 again, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness
Yeah, in
of his
order
coming.
for the wicked to be revealed, he would have the physical wicked, the people on earth who are known as the wicked, the Edomites, they would still have to be here.
Yeah.
They didn't get destroyed, they didn't go away, there ain't no system,
Hell,
Edomite system, the Babylonian system, you know? No, it's actual people that would have to be revealed because at some point, obviously, they say, no, they got done away with during the Roman Jewish War. Look, they've been migrated, we don't know who they are.
Yeah.
No, they would have to be revealed so people can say, no, you're the problem. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea placing identities and labels on us. That's another big kept secret. Who the hell are you according to the scriptures?
That's right.
You know? What's the end of this man who's controlling the earth? You know? Trying to control the weather. You know? A lot of the snow that just fell is all fake.
I said the same
It
thing.
smells like chemicals.
Yeah. All that shit.
You know? You can't eat the snow like you used to eat it in the 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or when we was younger. Nah, don't do that now. You might get sick.
Yeah, I think that actually happened. I posted that like a couple of years ago. She
Mhm.
was like, she ate some shit and damn near died. Ate some of the stuff. Damn near died.
He's the wicked. He's
Yeah.
being revealed. I mean, even with his the VAX that came out. I was watching a video of this Judite chick sitting in there. She was like, I was perfectly healthy, and now I have this super rare disease where it's only like 2 or 3 people on Earth got it.
That's crazy.
Do you think it could be linked to me taking this VAX? And the doctor is trying to give her all this bullshit answer. She started getting upset. He's like, be direct. She was having it filmed. She was having it filmed. The doctor didn't know it was being filmed. She was pissed off. You could see she was fit. But she has some crazy ass disease. How the hell is somebody getting that was perfectly healthy? Their whole life. It's being revealed. Everybody knows that thing was planned out. Just like the next one's gonna be planned. Bill Gates, Carl Schwab's, all these people, they're talking about disease X.
Yeah.
When it comes, it's not going to be as friendly. They're talking about this nipah thing. I don't think it's nipah. It's got to be something else. You know, because you already know they probably got a patent for that.
Hell,
They're going to probably do an Operation Super Warp Speed and get more people the VAX, because a lot of people still think that thing works. You know, you got family members that died because of the VAX. You think it's the VIDI, so you're gonna go back out there and get jabbed up, jabber dabbered again. Read it again from the top.
What was Second
Thessalonians.
Thessalonians chapter 2 and 8, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Yeah, so they're gonna be destroyed not by us walking in circles, fighting each other with all black on, trying to defend ourselves. We're gonna defend ourselves against Edomites. Imagine if all of ISUPK say, you know what, we're gonna go to Minneapolis and defend the few Israelites that are there. They would get crushed.
Oh, yeah, he'd be through.
You know, they would get crushed. You know, they send them niggas to the front line in the state of Israel. See what happens.
Yeah, he coming back.
Yeah, it said by the spirit of our mouths. That's why we know, foolish, that you guys are sold out, because you don't go into prophecies. You don't bring out what's relevant. You've been talking about curses, the black woman keeping the laws, and who Esau is for 10 years. Now all of a sudden they want to talk about digital currencies and AI, you know. And then they're gonna go right back to Prince Hezekiah's wedding engagement, singles night, IUIC, full moon celebration. You know, they're not occupying prophecy. You're not consuming this man by the spirit of his mouth. That's because y'all been consumed by a 501c3. A lot of you Israelites out there. You know? And I dare one of you to scoff and make fun, oh, GMS done gone inside. You know they out there thinking like that. Where these guys at? They keep doing their indoor videos. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, hop in there.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth my wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Hey, bro, I was just on that chapter. Can you jump down to verse 8?
Verse 8
We'll break down your scripture first.
Yeah, man. At the end of the day, this devil is just, he's not right. You know? It says the soul that is lifted up in him is not upright in him. Not only is his soul not right, it's lifted up. I mean, he's full of pride. He's full of pride. He's proud. You know, the scriptures talk about what happens when you're filled with pride. You got all works of abominations, and that's what we see taking place. The person that's in the seat of rulership, the person that's ruling over the earth, all of his actions are works of abominations. You know, so he's absolutely destroying everything that he touched. And at the end of the day, he has to be taken out. And he will be taken out. And those that are with him, you know, that are trying to prolong his reign, that are trying to, you know,